So next up we have the conditions. What we're going to do is we're going to see what conditions are met. Then based on that, we're going to decide what we're going to go from there. Since we know we're going to make a confidence interval, this will help us determine what kind of interval to make. So giving us a hint, this is what we'll be looking for in the problem. So let's start off, the 10% condition. This one's easy. We can safely assume that there are more than 260 smokers and more than 320 smokers in any population, and since it wasn't really specific about a population, we can just assume it's talking about everybody. So we can assume that the population contains more than 260 smokers and 320 non-smokers. Good, so then from here, we look for the nearly normal condition. It says both sets of data were roughly symmetric and had no outliers, so that's pretty much all we really need. One of them is does have a sample size of over 30, but the other one doesn't. Since it's not true for the other one, then we can go ahead and just use this. So go ahead and type that. Both sets of data come from a sorry. Both sets of data are symmetric with outliers. Therefore, how do I want to word that? Therefore, we can assume their respective durations normal. And lastly, it says in the problem that both samples come from a random sample, both samples are randomly selected, so we can go ahead and say problem states that samples are randomly selected. I'll throw in one more in here, just because it is important. It's normally pretty obvious, but it is important that the two samples are independent from one another. So we can just say, think that the BPM for smokers in any way depends on the BPM non-smokers. So now that we have our conditions set, we can go ahead and say, what our plan is. So based on these conditions, we will proceed with a confidence interval, with a t interval, got to be more specific, for the difference, I cannot spell, of two means, where, so I should use the proper symbology, mean there we go, mu1 is the average BPM for smokers, and mean 2 is the average BPM for non-smokers.